Okay, sir, thank you very much. Um, I hope you can hear me now. If it is possible for me to share screen, I will just quickly go through what I have. I'm sorry that I have to skip protocol to greet, but please believe that I respect every single individual who is present over there. I was just about sending a message to my brother that I'm due to give a presentation in the next 2 or 3 minutes in another place. I'm somewhere in a country close to Ukraine, but I'm far away from the war. So in the next 5 minutes, I would like to um, reflect on what I've been asked to do, and that is Yoruba monarchs and traditions in the age of social media. What is to be done? Of course, we know that media, monarchy intersect. And so what I'm doing here is just to provoke a couple of points, sharing ideas, and of course, something that could be developed further. But I must thank Professor Oyelade for ensuring that I'm able to give this presentation. So my intention here is to draw on the importance of monarchy, for the Yoruba in the current Nigerian nation as it is. Focus on monarchy as the pre-colonial heritage of Yoruba origins and civilization. The monarchs are indeed representatives of the gods. It's also to show that the monarchy is a tangible monument of Yoruba presence, that is a way of life. The monarchy is also seen as the various fragments of how the Yoruba consciousness has been pacified by modernity. And of course, it's also good that Professor Falola just spoke briefly now about how to turn a wing of the palaces, to museum. But I see the monarchy as the active museum, a representation of our heritage. So now the intersection of the monarchy and media. The monarchy is a representation, is an authority, but also the media is also an authority on itself. But media is a tool in the hand of the authority. The media for the authority of power. But I'm speaking here of traditional media. There are various ways by which the monarchy connects with media, or the media works in the hand of the monarchy. For instance, use of drum language and signals, of the gong, and what is known as the bellerophone, that is the Aroko media trace. All of these have worked well, for the Yoruba monarchy, pre-colonial and even in colonial times, even up to independence. But what happens with the advent of the social media is that there is a challenge of modernity against the monarchy. So, of course, there is a theory of social media, the digital age of the internet, and so on and so forth. And there is that friction, the representation of the monarchy, which is the tradition, and friction between tradition and technology, in which case social media standing for technology does not reserve any border, does not reserve any space, there's no space like an allowed space when it comes to the interaction between tradition and technology. That there are more transgressions than adherence to customary conventions. The monarchy becomes a material, just a part of society which the social media uses or reflects on or even make jest of. There are so many examples that we can raise of the way social media has tried to minimize the power of the monarchy, the importance of the monarchy, how modernity has challenged the importance of the monarchy. Now, the modernity's foster child, which is social media, has demystified Yoruba monarchical system. And there are various levels of that demystification. The earliest intimation of that demystification resides in government gazettes. How modern democratic, military, unilateral, unitary governments have tried to pocket the powers of the monarchy. Monarchy itself becomes a subject of state politics. Therefore, our monarchy are representations of authority, but that authority is under the control of state authority. And then social media has come for the last kill. The new media is the immediate intimation of that demystification. There are other intimations of demystification. I call one as the secondary intimation of demystification. That is the apparent absence of royal media structure. There are other examples, but for want of time, the apparent absence of royal media structure in almost all the in the monarchical system of Yoruba tradition is responsible for that friction between modernity and tradition, between the monarchy and social media. Now, between monarchy and social media, what is the integrative path? And that is the second part of that title. What is to be done? What is to be done? It is important for us to begin to think of how we can restore order. There must be a renaissance, a respect for the monarchy, the restoration of the order, the paramountcy of the monarchy as bulwark of our tradition. Tradition cannot be jettisoned because of the increase, because of the parallel increase of modernity, exemplified in the use of social media. We need to review or provide structure of the royal social media. For instance, I doubt whether any of our monarchical heritages have verified social media handles. Our kings, our royal palaces must, as a duty, be interested in the transformation of social media, but at the same time, they must have dedicated and firewall accounts for official engagements. There has been a laissez-faire attitude towards how the affairs of the monarchy are being presented in social media or even in the traditional media. There must be professional photographers, photojournalists. There must be professional photojournalists and media agencies that are linked to that house of traditional authority. And of course, I am suggesting that we should revise the status of the monarchy. We must raise the status to a form of diplomatic ranking, whereby there will be restrictions to the relations of photojournalists, of unaccredited media agencies to the affairs of our kings, of our paramount rulers. And there must be observatories. All of these taken together will serve as a way of restoring the order of the monarchy. There are many examples that I could raise, but given the time, I can say that I'm speaking as an insider. I have been close to the monarchy, you're in Ife, in Ibadan. And I've seen situations whereby personal secretaries have also compromised the importance and the paramountcy of the monarchy itself. So social media has its advantage, but there's so many disadvantages of social media when it collides against the Yoruba monarchical system. I would like to thank you for giving me this attention, and I hope that I've said something useful within the short time that I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, and thank you for giving us a takeaway. And I'm very, very grateful. that your suggestion is a very big one. And this takeaway is the creation of social media network and handle in all our palaces. It would do publicity work, enhancement work, and counter all sorts of issues.